See, this microphone's so much better. I like that. Well, we'll go ahead and get started if that's okay. Chris actually does not have any announcements at the moment, and I don't believe any other residents do, so I can kind of roll into our Tuesday talk. I do have a disclaimer. I have a corporate call I have to get on right around 11:30, so I'm going to have to cut it about 10-15 minutes short. I didn't want to cancel on you, but I do want to make sure that I can have our Tuesday talk, but also meet my monthly call. So this was probably more fun. It's over April's budget, so that's not very fun. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. Just a couple updates, of course. Rolling in for IHS, I know that they have mentioned, is she in here today? Nope, no worries. So I know she's got the puzzles out, and I did want to mention that I know Leslie's no longer with us. She was our resident service director. I have met with Carol and Christine, and we will be triaging the items of that role until we get it filled. We are actively recruiting, but if there are any needs that you have for resident services, please contact Christine and Carol, and I have their extensions later on in the PowerPoint. Oh, right here, there we go. So Christine's at 502 and Carol's at 542. So as we kind of sat down and looked at those roles, we should be able to keep things afloat and functioning to where we can meet all of your needs while we're filling that position. Recruitment can be a long, daunting process, so we just ask for your patience to bear with us. And please do bring it to my attention if there's something that we're missing that Leslie did do that maybe we weren't aware of. So I appreciate that. COVID updates, that's one of the things I know she did help us with. We currently do not have any, so we're happy about that. Hoping it'll kind of stay that way through the summer months. But please keep doing your due diligence and taking your precautions. I appreciate it. Little bit of HR updates. So we like to just kind of let you know what's going on with our hiring and orientation. We had 335 head count, so 335 associates as of today. And we hired 30 people in May. So some of our most successful partnerships have been Premier Nursing Academy. They've actually been providing about 10 CNAs for us now for the healthcare center and IHS, as well as Palm Harbor University, CNAs and LVNs starting next year. But we've also partnered with a couple of the nearby high schools and colleges that have culinary programs, and we're working to continue building upon our culinary team. So those have been some pretty successful efforts in regards to recruitment. Housekeeping updates from Evan. Clearwater Carpeting will be here Wednesday and Thursday from 7 to 11 performing their carpet cleaning. They are doing cleaning in the areas below the south 4th floor corridors, north floor corridors, and the Regency room. And in preparations for the Mother's Day event, they were performing a detailed cleaning in the Regency room. From dining, Ricky's very excited. The new gourmet cycle is starting May 17th. Steak and ale soup, not your mama's Caesar salad, lobster tail and cheesecake. Food and wine pairing will be amended for the Philippe Park Sunset Dinner, and they're going to be serving grilled items al fresco. Tomato Napoleon, grilled filet, finished with an apple caramel cheesecake. Yummy. Right? I need to make sure I have all of those. The alfresco dining is going to resume on Monday, July 3rd. Reservations can be made to reserve the outside tables. He says rain or shine. Dress code is status quo. This has been discussed and voted on by the committee, and Ricky wants you to know it remains the same. The pop-up on Friday evening in the breezeway, 4 to 5. A reminder to make reservations through the portal. And they'll be serving a baked barbecue and all the trimmings.
No reservations for pop-ups.
He says please make reservations through the portal, but okay. I'll ask about that. This was directly from Ricky. Starting in June, all monthly birthday dinners are going to be held on the 2nd and 3rd Fridays of the month, and the menu and the process will remain the same. Little bit of updates for construction and plant operations more so. Construction for the most part has subsided, so this is more so plant ops. But we have received the adapter for the pedicure chair that was not working in the salon. So it is now functioning. Basically, you could get your pedicure, but the massager wasn't working. And we all know that's the most important part, right? So that's working now. And we do have a call this week with Rejuvenate to get the membership process in place for the hydro massage, the relax space, and that area back there. So more details to come on that. Now that we're finally there with it fully functioning, we'll get that process in place for the membership. Again, we all know we had a power outage last week. We did lose some microwaves. We are working on getting those replaced. Most of them have been. So Darwin just wanted to make sure we were able to communicate that. Pool, they lost a contactor that has been replaced. Pool acid pump went out. A new one has been ordered. We will be installing it this week.
What about the water level?
I don't know. We'll find out.
It's been dropping.
It's too high.
Too high? Has it been dropping or is it too high?
It was down 4 inches and now it's back up. But I think
We'll have to ask Darwin.
we have a leak.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, we'll find out for you. Major repairs will be completed on 5/17 from 8 to 2 in the north building, so there will be a couple hours where there's intermittent water loss. We had kind of FYI'd you about a week or two ago, so just wanted to make sure. We'll make sure to send out a one call that day as well, but we wanted to make sure that we mention that again. So the scrubber duct cleaning, roto brush cleaning, and the dryer vent pipes in laundries north, south, and health center. And then of course you can still see the beautiful holes in our breezeway. We are finalizing those with the facility breezeway sprinkler work. Still waiting on the final drawings, and they'll get in there to finish the final work on those breezeways. That's really the main largest construction item we still have outstanding. You can go past that one, Betsy. Thank you. Just a little bit of follow-up. I know it was mentioned not last week. We didn't have Tuesday talk because of forum, but it was mentioned the dollar weed, so I did follow up on that with landscaping, and he is addressing that. So I just wanted to make sure we mentioned that. The liquor license. I don't know what the communication was in the past, but just so everyone is aware, there was a lapse in our liquor license. We have not been able to bill for liquor. We will have the liquor license back in August, and there will be no back billing. That doesn't mean go drinking us out of house and home now. We just wanted to be very clear that we did, there was a lapse in that, something from a corporate level, something prior to my tenure here, something they've been aware of, and they've been working diligently to get that back as a portfolio, but that is where we stand with that in case there was any questions. I know there's been lots of questions about a clock for Town Hall. I am looking for one. I will buy one. You would be amazed how hard it's been. I need a large one with numbers, and most of these very beautiful modern clocks are too large and just have the dots, or if they've got the numbers, they're too small. So if you find a beautiful clock, I'll send it my way. I'm not kidding. It's been more complicated than I thought it would be. Okay, I did want to mention this. So I actually met with, I don't want to get too close to this speaker, but I actually met with a detective last week, and it's a very unfortunate situation, but we had a resident that did essentially get scammed out of $30,000. So the detective and the police department is investigating. They are on the case. They are working with that particular resident in order to address the issue, but we just wanted to mention that again. I know we just did our scam seminar about a week or two ago, but please, you guys, if you have any, I don't even pick up numbers if I don't know them, but if you have any numbers that are calling, that any emails that are asking for personal information, socials, and or any type of funds or gift cards, do not do it. Don't disengage, hang up. don't respond, please. You guys know you're a population that's highly targeted, and we want to make sure we can do everything to keep you safe from being victims of this. So we just wanted to bring it up again to please be safe, and please report any issues you do have so we can communicate those. These people are brilliant. They've come out with more ways than you can imagine on how to scam people, unfortunately. So please communicate, because some of them might be their new and improved attempts and efforts. So, but again, just please, 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 communicate, and don't fall victim to that. Don't send any personal information, and don't send any money, please. On to, again, with the South, we know that we had the power outage. It did become apparent that there are some issues with our South building generator. We have a couple different options that we are working on for the South building generator. So if worst comes to worst, we can most certainly emergency prepare around not having a generator in the South, but we have a couple different options that we're looking into. Buying brand new generator actually has about a 9-month lead time on getting them, so we are looking into either obtaining them from other communities and during a disaster, if there's an elongated amount of time that you do not have power, we're able to rent generators from Sunbelt or Blue Team. So there's a couple options in place, and we'll continue. I actually have an emergency planning meeting with Darwin and some of the team today, so we're going to start getting that process out. Last thing, I know it's been your favorite topic. I've heard lots of excitement. The town hall renaming ballot is out, so we look forward to what those results shall provide. A little bit back on the parking. We have ordered no parking signs for that north area, kind of right outside my office. I have met with each of our main vendors, Blue Team, Cisco, CDS, Schaefer, LCS, all of our main vendors about their parking and about speeding issues personally, and I am devising a letter for our associates as soon as I get those no parking signs in. So they have been ordered, and once we install them, we will make sure we communicate to the associates exactly where not to park and what the directions are moving forward. But it's basically that whole kind of curb area out there where it says, I believe it's no parking on the grass. It will now say no parking. So we'll try to get them out of that area. There is still plenty of parking back there in the back to the left, so we'll be redirecting that. In regards to speeding, just so everyone's very clear, I know there's been lots of passion about speed humps, okay? We did not say we're moving in that direction. We have not finalized that. We are tossing around ideas with the board as to what would be the most effective for our community. I did reach out to Clearwater Police. They did decline providing any patrolling assistance. They sent me an email and said, we're so sorry. Police chief says your personal property, we can't help you. So I asked again, why not? I need to understand. You can at other communities, but unfortunately that's Clearwater stance. They will not come on site to help us patrol. So what we do want to move in the direction of for now is re-implementing the radar guns and the ticketing. So we're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to hold our associates accountable. We want to make sure that everybody is keeping each other safe by not speeding through our communities. So we'll continue looking into potential of speed bumps if that is not effective, but it's potential. But that hasn't been finalized. We're going to start with the radar gun. We will implement that, and we will monitor the efficacy of that process. A little bit of activity updates. Wednesday, May 17th, vocal cords at 1 in Grand Lobby South. Wednesday, May 17th, in the know with RO, 2:30 in the breezeway. Wednesday, 17th, Great Decisions, 3 p.m., Grand Lobby South. Friday, May 19th, musical bingo. That one's 2 p.m., Grand Lobby South. And then Saturday, May 20th, entertainment by the Guitar Cats at 7:30 in Grand Lobby South. Ginger wanted you to know that the June trips are ready for sign up at the trip tables. Okay, my favorite and final PowerPoint. Do y'all see this beautiful photo? Do Do you see this lonely, lonely man? Do you know what that is? That's our maintenance talk. That's the attendance for all the maintenance issues that you address me with and email me and call me and text me and throw out in Tuesday talk. And that's Chris, our fantastic. I think we can agree Chris has been a fantastic asset to our team. Isn't he not? He's so lonely. He's just sitting there for his maintenance meeting and not one resident in attendance.
There's nothing to fix.
That's right. Well, I love that. We're going to stick with that at least till next week. So really, this is, again, I emailed Chris and I said, guys, this is my cry. This is my request to you. You know I'm the executive director. I know my role at this community, but my role is not Darwin's personal assistant to maintenance requests and work orders. At any given time, I get emails, calls, texts, stops bys, and that's okay. I'm here for you, and I'm here for that. But this is where we need to start, guys. Y'all. I don't want to be told, Ricky told me not to call you guys, y'all. We need to start with our maintenance team. And we talked about, okay, well, it wasn't always receptive. I understand that too. And I'm working with my team to make sure that that improves. Chris has been one of our best assets in that process. He's very receptive. He's the one that helps me make sure that these items are addressed. So we have to give the implementations and the interventions and the improvements that I'm trying to put in place a chance. And this attendance is not showing me that we're doing that. So I really just ask that you continue to work directly with our maintenance team. That's the first step. And then if we still have issues, I will address them. I will follow up with them, and I will hold them accountable to do their part. But I can't do it on my own, and we have processes like this for a reason. Ricky has about 25 residents in attendance. Still a little low, I think, but for food and beverage, that's a decent turnout. It's better than this lonely guy. So please, this is, remind me exactly when, Ginger, I forget when his meeting is.
It's on Friday.
Friday. See, you know what it is. Fridays. Please join. Chris is there. It's not even Darwin. Chris has been holding the meeting. He's there. He's here to help. He wants to hear your issues. He wants to hear what's going on. And we want to make sure that we address it. But we need to follow our processes. And I need your help and I need your collaboration in doing so. I'll get off my soapbox about that. Okay. More fun. So we finalized the date for grand opening of our town hall. We would like to do it Thursday, June 29th from 5 to 8 p.m. This will give us time to get through the kinks that are occurring in town hall. The looping is not functioning right now. We're still trying to get AV associates out here. Been chasing them for 2 weeks. And this will give us time to plan a really fantastic party. But we want to do a beautiful, formal, semi-formal cocktail party, fantastic hors d'oeuvres, open bar, amazing decorations, live entertainment, and just really get together and celebrate with you all. Some of our corporate team, of course, my boss, and maybe a few of the construction and LCS development will join us. But we are going to, have we already, Sam, gotten the RSVP out?
For the residents?
For the June? Mm-hmm.
I believe so, yeah. The save the date is out there.
Okay. So we have an initial save the date that we're getting out, and then we will have a formal invite to follow. So this is just an example of what it will look like, and I'm getting that approved today, and we'll get it printed and get that out to you. But you'll get a formal invite to the event. So more to come for that, but very exciting, and we've started working on it, and we're having a lot of fun. I'm texting Ginger at 8 p.m. sending her photos. I get inspired. Other than that, that was the end. Like I said, I know I have to cut things a little short, but I'll take questions. Yes, Miss Margaret.
I text Ricky about the reservations for the pop-up.
Okay.
It's been so popular that we do need reservations now.
Makes sense. Did everyone hear that? No. Okay. The pop-ups have been such a hit, and they have been. It's filled up the entire breezeway areas. He would ask that you please reserve that, just so I think they have an idea of attendance.
That's
please.
Popular because there's no reservation.
Well, I can give him that feedback. But there has been such a great turnout. I'll have him give you further clarification. We'll follow up with him. Okay. Testing.
Hi.
Hello.
I was reading the ballot for the naming of the town hall, and my initial reaction was it kind of left me blah. It seems like it's almost like a political building, a town hall, community center. And I was wondering, can we come up with something, we've done this beautiful new building that speaks of pretty and regal or Regency or I don't know, Regency Grand Ballroom, Regency Royal. It doesn't have to be any of those, but I was just trying to think of something that had more of a flair to it than community hall or town hall. I agree.
Sure. I hear you, and I think we're about a half and half divide on that. I've gotten feedback in both directions, right? So it's our ultimate goal to try to please the masses. I can't meet every single person's need. And again, our process is to work through the board. This is what the board has come up with, so we can most certainly take your advice and we can most certainly take your feedback.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. And I was just with the reservations. We have a lot of people here. They may not know how to make reservations. Other people forget that they made reservations. And then they don't come. And then they say, I run into a lot of people say, oh, were we supposed to have reservations? And they don't know anything about that even. So I don't know if it's the memory from all of us that is going bad, but as soon as we have to have reservations, I think the whole thing is going to go low.
You mean the pop-up?
Yeah. Pop-up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk to Ricky.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but
I just wanted to address what Chris was asking. I asked for nominations for ideas for what we should name the town hall. I got very few. I took what I got to the board and that's what happened. But the creativity, time for creativity was when we asked for them and no one bothered to do it. Or very few bothered to do it. So, anyway.
Can we still give you? No.
No.
Is it too late?
Yes.
I had the same problem with the name, and the name I picked was the Regency Theater. Because we're going to have plays there, shows, right? Singers, entertainment, and I thought that was a great name. That's my opinion. The other question is, when we have the party on June 29th, we're going to make sure the air conditioning is working. It wasn't working the other night.
I'm aware. Okay. Yep, it went down. Wasn't that our luck? Our first large event with that many people and the ACs go down. So yes, we will make sure it's working.
And my final question is there anyone here that knows how to use a defibrillator?
Yes, sir.
Because no one came when my wife needed it.
Okay. Would you like to meet me after to discuss that? That's a little personal. Yes, sir. We've addressed the defibrillator process in emergency planning here. We've had classes that showed, we actually did return demonstrations on CPR. The defibrillator doesn't necessarily have to be used. You can use CPR in lieu of the defibrillator. We had a class about it. We had a return demonstration about it. And all of our staff and security were CPR certified about a couple months ago when I was covering that in Tuesday Talk. So if there's anything, again, please see me. Hi, Mr. Carter. Ron?
Thank you. I think it's working. For those that like greens, there's several bags of kale cut over here on the side, on the north side. Help yourself. That's all.
No color?
No color. Well, didn't have time. I was rushed. They're all 15 or 20 minutes old.
Oh, goodness.
So.
Thank you, Ron. We appreciate that. Okay, any other?
Yeah, I'm going to beat the dead horse because
Okay.
this is our one and only time to give it a name that's going to be a forever name, and I don't want to call it the community center. I mean, the whole thing sounds just so municipal. And when we talk about how we live at Regency Oaks, it's like living on a cruise ship. Well, they wouldn't have a grand party in the community center. They would have it in the Starlight Room. I mean, we need to come up with something a little more elegant than the choices that you gave us. This, I think, should go back and be reconsidered, and don't just say, this is it.
Well, I didn't give you many choices, first off, and like she mentioned, they had already opened the floor for your suggestions, and that's how they derived their 3 choices. So I can most certainly ask Chris and the board if they could take it back once more, but this would be the final decision. No one is ever going to fully agree. As passionate as you are, Ms. Johanna, we've talked about this. I sent you a personal email myself. As much as you may love or hate it, no one's always going to agree on something. This was a big deal. We didn't want to just make the decision ourselves, so we did ask for your input, but you have to follow the process. They opened the floor. If you didn't give your input, then we don't know how to tell you. So maybe Chris and them can agree to open it once more for any additional suggestions, and that what it is what it is.
This is forever, remember?
I
Yes,
turned
Ms.
in 5 suggestions.
Okay.
There's only 3 choices.
All right, guys, you're talking to the choir, but I'm not the board.
My suggestions were not even on the list.
Okay. Any other questions?
They were mine.
Yes, I have a question, well, a request, actually.
Yes.
Modern communication these days is all about acronyms and initializations and abbreviations. And one of the issues that I had as a new resident was seeing all those in print and wondering what they meant.
Okay.
There are dozens of them.
Sure.
If someone could prepare kind of a one-time key.
Sure.
Well, it'll never be one time because there'll be a new acronym
They're on the list.
next week.
They're on
If they
the-
can provide a key.
They're on the calendar.
Say again?
They're on the calendar.
They're on the calendar. So what we can most certainly take your feedback, absolutely. Betsy is working on the resident handbook, so that's most certainly something we can include in that. But yes, if you do have a calendar and it's pertinent to activities, there is all of the acronyms there as well. But most certainly that makes sense, and we can do that.
IHS and CDC and CDS, that's all on there?
Probably not those, I'm not sure, but like I say, we'll most certainly take that into consideration and can put that in the handbook.
I think it's more than what's on the calendar.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said we'll look at it and put something in the handbook.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I want to address the fact that yes, the board was presented with a half dozen or 7 or 8 maybe possible names. And the majority of the board settled on these 3 because there were more suggestions for Village Hall and Town Hall than any others. And then someone came up, somebody had said Community Hall. We don't feel that it needs to be another grand. That was the feeling during the discussion of the board meeting. We have the Grand Lobby South, we have the Grand Lobby North, and I know there were people who wanted that to be Grand Lobby East. But we felt that it was definitive. This section where the beauty shop, the woodworking shop, the arts and crafts center, that has always been referred to as the village. The Village Hall is an excellent choice, but so many, I know you don't agree, Johanna, but let me finish.
Ladies.
I think that's an excellent choice, but so many people, how many people in this room still call our health center Sylvan? It's difficult to make old people like we are change what they call things. And a lot of people are adamant that they want that to still be the town hall because that's what we always call the old one. But, I mean, you can vote on town hall, village hall, or community center. If you don't like any of those, don't vote. I don't care. But I think we've had about enough discussion of it.
Well, and if we can't come to an agreement, we'll just keep it town hall and move on with all of our lives. Well, I do have to go soon, so I'll take one last question.
Do I understand that the ongoing maintenance of the pool is now being done by an outside contractor?
It depends on what maintenance, but we've always had an external contractor for pool.
That's a mistake because you have no accountability.
Okay. Well, if you'll join Darwin's maintenance meeting, we can have that conversation with him. But we've always had a contracted service. We're not pool experts by any means, and so we do contract that out. Okay? All right, guys. Well, let's all be kind, right? And we'll come to a resolution. If we don't, we'll keep it town hall. Y'all have a great day. Thank you.